circles. Now, the next portion we were going to do is recording a native application. Okay, what is a native application? I am going back to the notepad. Okay, native application means rich client installed application on mobile. For example, yahoo.com is a browser based thing. So you go to the browser, type www.yahoo.com. Whereas Skype is a native app. Skype is an example, right? To make a call, you have to download Skype, install Skype. Same way on iPhone or any other device, you can go to the App Store, right? Go to iStore or Nokia App Store, right? Those stores will have many applications. You may have to download them, install them on your mobile phone. Then it will post an icon on your phone top, not the desktop. Click on it, it will open up the app. You can have Facebook native app, Skype native app, Fring native app. A lot of native apps are there. What we are going to do now is, I have a person, one of our testers next to me, who is having an iPhone in front of him. Unfortunately, I don't have a webcam to show that to you. What you would start seeing is, I will not be doing anything on my PC, but you'll see requests getting recorded. Because those requests are coming from a native app from a real device. Because to have a native app, you cannot have emulators at this point of time. To do the load testing, you need to have a device actually being used. So what we are going to do now is, we are going to have a native app, right? And then do a testing on it. So I'm going to record a native app. It's very simple, but a few tricks we need to do, okay? Okay, to do the native app load testing, to do the recording, what you need to do first is, on your mobile device, there is a network connections. Like in the settings, if you go, there's a Wi-Fi. In the Wi-Fi, there will be a network connection, and you can identify your network router, right? In the network router, what you need to do is, this is the machine, right? This is the machine in which I am recording. Now if I go here, open, right? Properties, right? TCP/IP. This is my machine where my load testing tool is installed, right? This machine's IP address is 192.168.1.200, right? So we need to note down the IP address and port of our load testing tool. You have to identify that from the load testing tools machine. Go to your mobile device. Let me note it down on the notepad itself, right? To record on mobile native apps, go to settings and Wi-Fi of mobile, right? In that, in the network that you connect, right? There is an IP, right? There is a proxy. There is HTTP proxy. In that proxy, give the IP and port of the load test tool machine. It's a very simple thing. All you are doing is, you are telling your mobile phone to connect to internet through the load testing tool. Let me repeat again. Okay, this is a very simple task. Config your mobile to connect to internet via the load test tool machine. That's what the meaning of proxy, right? Proxy meaning it is standing in between. So that's what we have done on the device. Unfortunately, I don't have a webcam over here to show it how my person is doing it. Now I am coming back to this tool, load testing tool. I start recording. In that native app. Okay. Now I am removing the launch browser. I uncheck all these things. Okay. I am unchecking all these things. I'm not going to open browser in my machine. I'm not going to do anything on my machine. But instead, one of our testers is going to do something on his mobile phone. At the end of recording, you will see that those requests coming over here. Now I click OK. I'm not using a browser. I'm not using any mobile device right here. Now I'm saying native app record. Okay. Now I will ask our person to start recording it. Okay. I'm just watching him sitting next to me. He is opening an application called Hindu Reader. There is a native application called Hindu Reader. He is doing it. Okay. Now it is doing on the phone. It is displaying me uploading the news. Step 1 of 2. It's going on. Okay. But I'm not doing anything on my screen. You will see the same screen on the new load, right? Now it has shown one page. Now he is going to click on a news item, a particular news item, and it has uploaded an image for me, right? Then he's coming back. Then he clicks on another news item, Blackburn stuns Manchester United 32. He clicks on that. He finished that, right? Now he finished his side. Now I'm stopping recording. Okay. Now I go to this initiation, native app record. Look at here, right? I didn't do anything on my machine, but the iPhone native application, since we set this tool as a proxy, this machine as a proxy, it sent every request over here. Look at this. Feeds Hindu front page.xml, Hindu states.xml. So it is sending a lot of information. Okay. Lot of XML data is exchanged, and then he did that feeds mobrobot.png. There is something over here, right? So there is a business XML, there's an international XML, there is this page, there is this page. But all these requests, we never did anything on our screen, right? But they are all coming from that particular proxy. So it sent a lot of information. And again, these are all internally coded, right? If I go to this particular thing into the advanced mode, you will see what is this request, right? It is sending some information to the request, and then there are some responses coming out. This is what that came, right? The response that came from the website to the recording tool is this. You could see a ton of HTTP or HTML content and JavaScript. It's all coming over here. This is actually the page information that came, right? As I said, he was going through the Hindu Reader, right? And this is what is the actual response that came from him. Now if I go back, the last one, Hindu arts.xml, and if I give this advanced, then this is the response that came from that particular server. So if I run this one, the same example holds good in terms of regular application recording or a particular browser-based application recording. Now I want to run this. Very simple. What is the trick I did before? I did a population, configured this script as 100% of users, right? Let me do the same stuff over here. I go to the population. Rather than CNN mobile, I'm going to say native app and then save it. 100% of users I'm allocating to that. I'm going to come back to runtime. I'm going to say, hey, run 5 users of this native app. Because you need to understand a native app is nothing but a UI. Your browser is nothing but a UI. Okay. Now I'm going to say 5 users, 1 iteration using this Hindu reader, right? All I did this is that I'm changing the script. That's all. He's going to run. So recording over the native app, you need to have the device on your side. Configure the device and then change the proxy in the mobile device to point to the load testing machine. Very simple. That's all. Again, all these things are possible provided you have a good tool. If you do not have a very good and elegant tool, this is going to be cumbersome. Once this is done, I come back over here, run it. That's all. It's going to start the test run now with 5 users on the native app. It's as simple as that. So how do you like this also, right? There is one question, is that device Wi-Fi or connect with Neoload PC? My Neoload PC is connected through the LAN. It's not connecting to that. But from the device, I can ping my PC. They're on the same network. That's the thing, right? This is very simple. What people may think as though it is something rocket science or nuclear science or molecular science or boson science in the current days, which is possible with a few clicks provided you know the trick. It is secret as long as you do not know this. The moment you know it, it is very simple. That's what we want to do. The purpose of this webinar, or my aim in this webinar, is to say, hello my dear testing world, testing, load testing of mobile application is simple. Don't panic, right? And you can do it elegantly without wasting your time, without spending a lot of labor, but get to have a good tool. You need to have a good tool, otherwise it's very difficult. Okay, cool. It has finished it. 5 users ran, and you could see the response time is like 7 seconds, right? And you could see a distinct difference between CNN.com 5 users, 1.5 seconds was the average, right? Whereas Hindu.com, the Hindu reader, native app, was responding 10.83 seconds, right? So you could see a difference. So certain sites are really good, certain sites are not that really good. But if you have this kind of, we suggest Neoload, okay? Because we are a partners to Neotis. Again, don't think that I am trying to sell that concept to you. It's simple. End of the day, you should also load test your mobile applications so that before it breaks down in the production, let us catch it before. Good. How many people like this? Making load testing of mobile apps simple. Please raise the hands if you like it. Cool. Almost 90% of the hands. Great. Amazing. Now, the next part, okay. I would like to take some of the questions from the people. I am taking it from the top. What are we trying to do in this load testing? Yes, more users. We are not testing compatibility here. We are trying to test if so many users hit the system, what is this response time? That's our key. Is the site fast enough? Is the application fast enough? How to modify bandwidth matching? Okay, now there are certain minor testings you can do it. If I go to this runtime settings, right? There are a lot of configurations that you can do. I go to this advanced, right? There are certain settings available over here. Just hold on for a second. I can recording preferences. Okay, if you go over here, browsers, anyway we have changed it out, and there is a bandwidth also changer available over here. Let me find out where exactly they have got this. It's available because you can use some of the regular hi-fi bandwidth, or you can also you can restrict the bandwidth also. Okay, I go to this design, and again just over here. Okay, right here. Right now I'm using unlimited bandwidth. So if I go over here, whether you want to have mobile bandwidth, this is what I think you are interested, right? Whether you want to have a regular GPRS, whether you want to have the edge model or the 3G model or the 4G model, right? Oh, 3G plus, I didn't know that there's a model of that, right? The mobile speed, there's a 3G, there's a 3G plus, there's a 4G. So which one you want to choose, you can choose this. Right now I'm using unlimited, but that is not practical. So you can choose the bandwidth also, that is very simple. Someone is asking, hardware wise it will be different from actually doing on the mobile device. Yes, there will be a minor difference, absolutely, because we don't call these load testing users as real users. They are all virtual users, but they may not be so different from what you do from the real device from when it comes to performance, because performance is based on request and response. So there will not be a huge difference between a real device performance as well as load testing tool performance. Mozilla, does it contain all agents? I'm not sure. You may have to check with mobile users, the agents help or the FAQ of Mozilla. Can you suggest a few more tools? At this point of time, you can do mobile testing using this tool or Gomez CompuWare, because we are partners of this. So you can use, there's a tool called Gomez by CompuWare. This is also for mobile testing. Okay. Any free load testing tools? There may be, but we are not very happy or gung-ho about those free testing tools, because there are always difficulties in interpreting the results. The protocol here, whether it is mobile device or the regular PC based browser, it's always the HTTP. Okay. And can we use VB script in Neoload? No, you can use only JavaScript, not VB script. Can we have all the mobiles in this Neoload? No, I don't think so. But top 10 models, brands, you'll definitely get. And how does this justify load test? Right now, all I showed is only 10 users. Okay. When it comes to the mobile world, 10 is not at all a number. We need to give that number of users equal to say 100 or 1000 and run it. You will see the difference in the response time. The tool will mimic 1000 requests at the same time as though it is coming from mobile. Right now I showed this is the technique. I have not done a real load test. When you want to do a real load test, you need to have license, right? I need to procure Neoload license for that and then do it. But it is possible. The only thing is, once you script, just change the number of users 10 to 1000. Boom, it's done. There is one person asking, core mobile application, can it be done? That's what I showed now. We call it as native application. Native application meaning it's a rich client application, installable application, right? How do we know the mobile users mobile device processor usage? That's a fantastic question. Right now we don't have a mechanism, pretty much like you go to this task manager in Microsoft, you can see the CPU is 47% and memory is this percent used. From the load testing tool at this point of time, you don't have a way of measuring the CPU of the device. Load testing always happens on the server, because on the device it is always one user. One user is using one phone. So whether 100 users are accessing the server, your device capacity is not going to change. So you have to configure that for the server side, not for the device side. Okay. Okay. Does Neoload support AJAX calls? Yes, AJAX are very much supported. Can you do load testing with respect to OS specs like Android 4.0? Yes, because when I opened up the script recording, right, or the native app, it was showing Android, BlackBerry, etc. So you have to choose the device at the time of recording. Okay. How is the throughput in terms of native apps? Both native apps as well as your regular web apps on the mobile, their throughput will always be less than that of your PC based apps, because your PC is using 10 Mbps LAN or 100 Mbps LAN, so they take more data, they send more data, receive more data, whereas mobile apps are sleek, so they take less data, send less data, so your throughput will always be less. Can we have email ID contact information? Yes, it's always there. You can send information webinar at southsmith.com. This is our email ID. Okay, and again, it's a quick time check. I think we are at 4:40 now, and I thank all the people who attended this webinar today. We're very happy to see so many enthusiastic people coming from so many companies and places. So it's very happy that we are able to at least give some pointers, though I have not given a detailed demo of exactly the finer points of doing the load testing, but I'm sure you guys are very sharper than me, and you can figure out how to do it. And good luck. And mobile, tablet is going to be the future. Mobile, tablet, cloud. Okay, that's the key. And I wish happy Dashara for all the openmentor.net community people. Thanks a lot. We are closing this webinar now. Bye.